Dr. Callistus Akuma, working in the Department of Gastroenterology in Marine Hospital in Botrom.
So it's a pleasure, Doctor. On the occasion of the Shesa Jubilee 5th anniversary, we are here gathered at the Kruger Park at Essen. Yeah, what are your impressions so far? You were there since the beginning, I suppose.
You see, this is just more than Shesa. It's more like Cameroonians coming together to celebrate, socialize, feel as one. And that is what particularly touches my heart. For a moment, I actually forget exactly what is going on and just enjoy that togetherness. Yesterday we had a seminar. We had people coming from England, from Belgium, from down south, from the north. We enjoyed that moment together and I was so happy. And I think that it's thanks to Shesa that this occasion happened. And on the 5th anniversary of Shesa, it's a moment of reflection. We should actually we should go beyond this togetherness and see what we can actually make out of it. Now, we are just so happy being together. What else can we do?
What else can we do is a very, very good question. Yesterday at the conference, it was discussed that, or I gathered that the future, our future lies in Africa. Do you support this notion?
Well, I strongly believe that. You know, I'm not like getting up every morning to go to a fabric and work. I work in a hospital and I see that in my career, I can never be a better doctor than the thousands of doctors that are here. I can never be a better hospital director than the thousands of directors that are here. And I cannot open up a better praxis consulting patients on ambulatory basis than the doctors that are here. But in Bamenda, where I come from, you know, you don't have a place where I can refer someone to go and get a good abdominal sonography, echocardiography, recommend for a good surgery on simple things like appendicitis. But sometimes when we think of Cameroon and Africa, we only think that they need help. But I'm telling you, there are people who need certain services, but they can afford, but they don't know where to go. So those are the people that I am targeting. I believe that if I personally invest there, like a specialist in internal medicine and gastroenterology or cardiology, I will do well. Because I don't know any in Bamenda. I don't know how many in Bafoussam. Even in Yaoundé, how many of them are there? Very few. And a very important thing is not only going there to work and make money, but see that this knowledge is transferred. And with the fact that there are emerging universities in the Northwest, about 4 or 5 of them, and government universities coming in, I see a bright future. And I strongly believe the future is there.
Doctor, you have a very, very positive way of thinking. And I think that people like you are the ones who are supposed to be leading us tomorrow. And I pray that you continue in this notion. We'll give you all the full support. Manunga student will take this information and make it well known everywhere. Do you think that your colleagues are of the same opinion too?
You see, that is what fascinates me, especially for those that are in Germany. When I talk to a lot of them, I listen to the same thing. They face the same problems that I face. They go through the same challenges that I face. But a lot of them need to travel home a couple of times and also see for themselves. You know, the migration out of Cameroon was different in the 80s, different in the 70s. In the 70s, they went out with scholarships. In the 80s, they went out with scholarships. In the 90s, people started going out for greener pastures, not knowing what was waiting for them out there in the diaspora. And many Cameroonians, some who are living now, are going maybe because their families can afford. And someone mentioned yesterday in the seminar that the future would be that which people will be leaving Europe and going to Cameroon for greener pastures. I agree, because they will be going back with capital, they will be going back with equipment, they will be going back with knowledge, and they will be pace setters in whatever domain they want to invest in. And I see maximum potential in all that. You know, it's not just like tying your bags and rushing to Cameroon. Prepare yourself. Go back with knowledge, go back with capital, go back with equipment. The investment environment is open for everybody and it's not yet been exploited. And those who are first will be those who will make it.
You are very right. So your advice, as I can gather, is that those who are here should gather as much information, as much knowledge as possible before going back home. so that they shall be able to transmit this to those who will not be able to come out. Because certainly not everybody will be able to come out.
That's right.
Even if everybody had the chance to come out.
Yeah, that's right. And what are we learning for? The knowledge is not for us to use and only serve in the diaspora, but this knowledge we can transfer so that it remains in our society. And you see, in Cameroon, there is so much fight for economic power, control of resources. Maybe we could make the fight another one. Fight for the monopoly of knowledge. Who are those with the best doctors in the country? Who are those with the best engineers? Who are creating the new kind of businesses run professionally the way it's run in Europe? You see, that's the new direction we should take. Because if we're all fighting over resources, we will be killing each other. But knowledge is something that you don't take one day to acquire. You spend time to attain. And I think this knowledge, no one can take away from you. Even those who hate you wouldn't take their knowledge away from you. But you can teach people, you can help people, and you can make a good living with the knowledge that you have.
Very good. It is said that if somebody is hungry and you teach this person to catch a fish, it's better than giving this person a fish for a day.
That's right.
Because if you teach him, he will know how to eat forever.
That's right.
And he might even teach others.
That's right.
But if you give him a piece of fish, he eats it and maybe it's rotten.
Yeah. And I can tell you, the good thing about investing back home is you must not buy the latest up-to-date equipment. You don't need for instance, an echocardiography equipment for 50,000. An equipment that was abandoned in the basement in the hospital 10 years ago. Because they do up-to-date medicine, they do evidence-based medicine, and they update their technology. These are equipment that are still good for Africa. You can still use them to do the basic functions, basic diagnosis that you need in the hospital. And these are the things that we should target. Because at the end of the day, it's not how technologically equipped you are, but how capable. What are you capable of doing with your fingers? What knowledge do you have?
Your senses.
Yes.
And you
can build out of that knowledge, expand out of it, and get even the best of the equipment if you want. But you got to start from somewhere.
Exactly.
Yes.
Doctor, thank you very much. I think I would have loved to continue talking to you, but the weather is against us. It's raining, so I think we have to protect this instrument, otherwise Manunga Studio will go bankrupt. Okay.
It's my pleasure talking to Manunga Studio.
Thank you, Doctor.